Hi everybody, I'm Gail from Yoga Be Me. Thanks for joining me today. Today we're going to be talking about triangle pose, Trikonasana. Trikonasana, before we start, is not the pose for you if you have an ankle, knee or a hip injury, or if you have a lower back injury, or if your balance is compromised in any way. You should reconsider whether this is the pose for you. Other than that, let's get going. Triangle pose is a very good pose for strengthening the ankle and the knee, and it is very good for stretching the hamstring and just the legs in general. It's very good for strengthening the lower back, and it's excellent for creating stability and strength in the shoulders. So it's an all-round pose, really. It does a lot of good things for us. To start in triangle pose, we'll start from mountain pose, Tadasana. And to start in Tadasana for this pose, we would start on our feet together. Just relax, draw your shoulder blades down your back, have your hands beside your side, and then jump into the pose that would make your legs be apart by about a leg length. If you don't want to jump, if you're feeling that that's too energetic for you, that's also fine. You don't need to. You can just gently walk yourself out like this. So when you're in this position, and the feet, everything is facing forward, that's basically our starting ground for triangle pose. So with one foot, I will choose my right because I lead with my right. My right foot will point towards the long side of my mat. So it's pointing towards the long side of my mat. And my back foot, I want to turn it in just maybe 45 degrees or so, like that, so that my knee and my foot are going in the same direction. I'm not torquing my knee, I'm not compromising my knee. We need to look after our knees. So you make sure you turn that back foot in ever so slightly. That's a very important part of this pose. So with that in mind, the heel here, when we start off there, I'll put my foot back to show you, but when we start off there, the heel should be bisecting the arch of the foot. So that means that the heel, if you were to draw a line, it would come to the middle of my foot there. So that's also an important thing. So I'll put this foot back to 45 degrees and I've got this foot going towards the end of my mat. What about my hips though? Should they be here or here? In triangle pose, once you've got your footing in a stable condition and optimal for the pose, you want to make sure that your hips are facing forward towards this long side of the mat. Not like this, just like this. So your hips are facing forward like the headlights of a car. Then we lift our arms. When we lift our arms, our shoulders should be relaxed, our neck should also be relaxed. There shouldn't be any tension there. We're just lifting our arms. It's giving us stability, and they're a vital part of the pose, as you will see in just a minute. When we get to this stage, the hip that belongs to the back leg, we bring this hip out ever so slightly. So we're curving up here, but at the same time, hip out, and then with this side, with the leg that's pointing towards the long side of the mat, we start to travel over. Keep your arms level as you can. Keep your head and your neck nice and relaxed. And then when we're there, we'll think about things like, are we twisting towards the back? Because we should be a little bit. We should have nice open shoulders here. We should be moving the shoulder back a bit. So we're in this position, our shoulders are back, our ribs are coming round to face the front, and then we windmill our arms down so that in my case, this hand rests on the shin and this hand is pointing towards the ceiling. Now, if you feel that that's too much of a bend for you, that's also fine. You can put your arms out and then you can just bring your hand here. That could be a practice for you, but whatever you do not rest your hand on your knee. It must not be on your knee. It should either be here or it can be here with your hand on your hip. That can be a good start for you while you practice coming in and out of the pose. So, 45 degrees. Pointing towards the end of the mat, arms out, hip coming out a bit. We're travelling towards that side of the room, and then we windmill up We're making sure that our ribs are coming round here. We've got a nice open chest, and we make a line from this hand to this hand, and we breathe. If you try to make sure that you've got length in your spine, nice and relaxed neck, just keep your head where you want it to be. It should be in tune with your spine. So either looking forward, or if you're feeling comfortable and your balance is good, you can look up towards the sky. 2 or 3 breaths here, look forward, and as we breathe in, we come up from the pose. Now the important thing with your feet in this pose is when your feet are down like this, and you've got your 45 degrees and you're pointing towards there, your feet need to be your good strong base. So nice wide toes, nice wide feet. You use all the 4 corners of your foot and you suck up to your legs from the arches of your feet. So that gives you a good base. So we would be pointing 45, sucking up from the arches of our feet, engage our legs, bring our hips forward, arms out, hip out, go towards the leg that's sticking towards the end of the mat, windmill up. Make sure that we've got a bit of a twist there. We are bringing our upper body towards the back. We are bringing these ribs round. We're opening up that chest. We can look towards the ceiling or we can look towards the front of us. It really is up to us. And then after we've been comfortable for 1 or 2, 3 breaths, however many you want to take, breathe in as you come up. Bring your feet round. And we'll do the other side because everything in yoga needs to be balanced. So we're going to do the same again. We'll take this foot out towards the long side of the mat. So for me it's my left foot, for you this might be your right, however, whatever side you're comfortable with. And then remember this foot here. This foot shouldn't be like that or like that. It should be 45 degrees, just coming in a bit as if you're about to run off. But don't run off. Bring your hips round. So you'll feel that here, you'll feel that there. If it's sore, then you can shorten your stance. But if you're fine with this length, that's okay. So hips forward, nice strong legs, lift the knees, engage the thighs, arms out, and then remember, you're going to pop your hip out a little bit there on your back leg, and then that'll help you to travel forward to the other side. And then we bear in mind that our ribs are coming round, our chest is opening as we windmill down. We can look towards the front of us, we can look up the way towards the sky, towards our fingers, the energy that's coming from here right down to our fingertips, and then up and round our body is wonderful in this pose. Everything is being worked here. 2 or 3 breaths, and as you breathe in, you use the stability in your feet to breathe in and come up. And bring your feet round. And then I'll jump back, or from here you can just heel toe, or walk your feet in, however you feel is best for you. That's the thing with yoga. Everybody can tell you how to do a pose, but the most important thing is if something doesn't feel comfortable, if something is sore, if you feel that it's too much for you, there's always something you can do. And poses like triangle pose where you've got wide legs, the most obvious one is just bring your stance in a little bit if it's too much for you. When people are asking you, teachers are asking you to put your arms up, if you're not feeling comfortable when you are in the position that they're going to say, bring your arms up. If you feel, oh God, that's really not right for me, you can even bring your hand down just a little bit, practice the move, keep your hand on your hip. That's absolutely fine as well. So it really is up to you what you want to do. Your body, your feelings, you know how you feel, so you are the one who knows best what you can and cannot and should not do. But if you can master this pose, even the abbreviated version or the full version, up to you, if you can do anything in this pose, you will be helping your body for the future and for today. So thank you very much for joining me. Thank you very much for doing triangle pose with me and for talking about triangle pose with me. Namaste, everybody, and thank you very much. See you the next time from Yoga Be Me.